Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. Moog has received a lot of news coverage over the last few months, for better or worse. Today we're going to talk about Spectravox, and as I might be the only synth person on the internet who didn't get either their CS80 for suburban dads or totally AI-free music-generating Buchla ripoff, I have to resort to the strange one that seems like a more expensive version of that FX pedal they released 20 years ago. At the first glance, Spectravox is ticking all the no semi-modular devil, I will resist the temptation of Euro-rack boxes. A simple analog oscillator can be set to a saw or pulses in variable width, which can be modulated and blended with a noise source. An external carrier signal can be introduced conveniently. This sound source with its VCA and basic envelope can be triggered using a dedicated button, external audio, or played with CV and gate. The device comes with two 10-band filter banks, one for analysis we will talk about in a bit and one for actual sound synthesis. 8 bandpass filters accompanied by a rather conventional high and low pass, the latter allowing for classic 12 dB synth tones and self-oscillation free resonance. This resonance parameter applies to all the bandpass filters as well. These filters are spread out at different intervals and can only be tuned collectively with a spectral shift parameter, modulated using the internal LFO, or whatever you patch into its modulation input. Filters 9 and 10 can be replaced with filtered noise independent of the main noise source, which comes in handy for enhancing intelligibility of the Vocoder mode, as so many of you can hear so. Speaking of, yes, intelligibility sucks, like it is the case with many analog vocoders, and might lead to disappointment among people used to clean and clear sounding digital takes on the subject. However, the dedicated fixed analysis filter bank can be used for generating frequency-dependent control voltages per band, which are usually normaled to the synthesis filter for vocoder duties, and the analysis spectrum can be frozen with a hold button. VCA drone mode is great for driving roommates insane. All this gets really interesting when patching in external sound sources as both a modulation source and a carrier, which allows for polyphonic sounds and rhythmic patterns. Simple patches let you create interesting tonal percussion sounds. The visual feedback of the faders found on the early Moogfest version will be dearly missed, and the strictly mono signal chain is not ideal for a device like this. In spite of the in-music takeover, build quality didn't suffer all too much, but $700 is quite a chunk of money for an ultra-specialized niche instrument without MIDI. Moog Sound Studio enjoyers will get one sooner or later anyway. Given Moog's more spectacular new releases, a strange instrument like Spectravox is easily overlooked. Is it just a bad vocoder or sound designer's secret sauce? You have already heard Spectravox in today's intro tune. The more conventional tones are nothing to be ashamed of, but that's probably not what brought you here. Let's team it up with its more accessible sibling and crank resonance to 11. That was a pleasant surprise. I like the throaty character at high resonance settings, and the filter banks are super tweakable. The primitive envelope can be a real limitation though. As we are talking about limitations, the internal oscillator is as simple as they come. Time to patch in a few analog and digital classics and add some effects to make up for the lack of stereo functionality. Nice! It's easy to implement complex modulations even without having to invest in monstrous Euro-rack systems, and adding other synths allows for complex and paraphonic tones. Still, Spectravox is certainly not the most versatile semi-modular out there. I wanna know if we can squeeze a little more sonic variety from the instrument with the omnipotence of the DAW in. I have no idea why, but the number of Psy finales on this channel is too damn high recently. Analog old school GOA. Spectravox is an homage to a long history of conceptually related Moog instruments, and although you won't be too hard-pressed to find similar products, especially in the realm of Euro-rack modules, its release can be considered a bold move by the manufacturer. It is not a very useful vocoder by today's standards, and although I appreciate its sound processing capabilities, interesting modulation options and vocalesque synth tones, it will unfold its full potential only in the presence of its siblings or substantial modular setup. Some of the criticism towards the new Moog is certainly justified, but at least their gear is still fully functional without having to subscribe to a cloud service. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron, leave a comment what other kind of gear you would like to see and hear on the show, and use one of the links down below that support the channel regardless of what your bad gear guest commands you to buy.